So let's look at this. Here's what I have a problem with, the simplest state. This is the county statement on ballots. Went out on national TV. We had 113,130 votes at the time, and we had to adjudicate 106,000 of them.
All right. How's everybody doing tonight? Yeah, somebody's ringer went off with the McConaughey, all right, and stuck in my head. I'm James Hayden. This is Crusader Talk Radio and Podcast. It is Saturday, February 13th at 11 p.m. We are put on by the Civis Gravis Society, civisgravis.org. We want to turn sheeple into people. Nah, we want to fight the good fight because I'm telling you, these libbies are taking over. Nonetheless, I want to thank all emergency responders, all of our soldiers and military personnel. Pardon me, I'm going to have to pause this and clear my throat, but maybe not right away. So good evening. How's everyone doing? My goodness, last week's show was rather interesting with our wonderful governor here in New York. My quote that I'll always have from him is, "Who cares if they died here or they died there?" He sounded like the Dr. Seuss of death. I don't care if they died over here. I don't care if they died over there. I don't care if they died anywhere. I don't give a crap if they flap like a bat. I don't give a crap if they died like a cat. All I care is that there's now less mouths to feed, because now I can bring in all the Mexicans crossing the border, senor. And I'm not opposed to immigrants. My grandparents were immigrants. I'd be over in one of the coldest parts of Europe right now had they not come here and been welcome to come here. I don't like the illegals coming over. You've got criminals coming in. You've got heroin coming in. You've got sex slaves coming in. You've got everything and everyone that's not good for us trying to rush over that border. I mean, when they have to say there's a caravan on its way, that's pretty funny. So today's episode is going to be called "When Children Die and the Democrats Care More About Impeachment." But I was reading on Fox News. I'm going to double check in a minute. I hear tell the impeachment is over and our former President Trump has been cleared of all bullshit. Yeah, I left it on explicit because I knew in a congratulatory manner to our former president, I was going to say the word bullshit. I believe you can go to one of the office stores and you buy a little button and you hit it and it goes, bullshit. Well, just look down. I'm glad I had turned the mic on. I hadn't even thought about it. I must have done it by accident. So anyways, one of the big issues I have as of lately, the Democrats are blinded by their new impeachment farce. They're spending all that time and manpower on a man voted out of office by what they're claiming is a fair election. It makes me wonder if it's a fair election. I don't think they were trying to impeach him to keep him out of the next election. I think they were trying to impeach him because there may be some startling evidence right around the corner that shows a bit of cheating in the 2020 election. At which point, I don't know what would happen, but I know they would not want to allow him back in, even if he was cheated out of his office. Let's see, they're responding or spending all that time on a man voted out of office, and they're trying to impeach him for a fake riot. Nobody mentions that. The words of the mayors, senators, congresspersons, governors, and many other Democrats, liberals, and weirdly progressive individuals that had all agreed that the riots were needed for change. little Cannon Hanant needed to die. The kid was under 10 years old, got shot in the head over the politics of George Floyd and his fentanyl addiction. There was Cesaria Tyler, I believe her last name is, another 10-year-old little girl shot in the combat over what I call the false oppression. You know, their cyclic, serialized, industrialized murder does not exist. You can actually go to the FBI and pull up a report they have about all the murders in the United States year by year. You will be startled at who kills the most black people, considering who is the most feared for killing black people. And no, it ain't the police, and no, it ain't white people at all. Well, anyways, let's see. Let me get caught back up here. Let's see. Riots that killed many innocent people on all sides of culture and politics. There should be a good many congressional hearings for all the politicians that would not rebuke the riots while they were happening. I mean, do you guys realize in Chicago alone, 37 kids, 17 and under, were murdered? I would say there was another 15 killed by accident. There was no oppression to warrant anybody dying for change. There was the supposition of the worst liars on earth, CNN, NBC, The Washington Post, blah, 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 blah. Let's see, by August 2020, 36 juveniles were killed in Chicago alone. Now, so far, I cannot find a statistic for the entire United States, but by manually counting information put on the web from the major hotspots of rioting, about 25 children under 12 years old were murdered from March to August of 2020, all related to the George Floyd riots. And I suggest everybody watches the video of George Floyd's arrest. You'll see that he stopped breathing because of all the fentanyl he stuffed in his mouth. Mr. Probation was afraid to go back to jail, so he ate all of his illegal narcotics. Well, we don't need to pass gun laws, which you can see Einstein. I'm going to call him President Einstein. Our fearless, wise, intelligent, charismatic leader is at the helm of the gun issue. So what Einstein's going to do is take guns away from all of the upstanding, law-abiding, relatively cooperative and harmonic citizens, but has no way to take them away from the criminals, gangbangers, would-be militia, terrorists, and all the other morons that are ruining our gun rights. But then again, the demi-progressive, libby leftists have never actually gone after the real answer of any problem. They count the number of things they're paranoid about, and from there they usually flip a coin. Well, we don't need to pass gun laws. We need to pass riot laws. We need to pass child protective laws. We need to take a long look at where our society has ended up, both morally and culturally. The Democrats have made sure we are hateful. They've made sure that we are a hateful swamp full of fear. That's right. The swamp donkeys are back in control, and the swamp is getting deeper. I'm willing to bet President Biden shits his pants so much from his KO pectate in that elderly home. His ass and underwear are like quicksand. Yeah, they're not a swamp anymore. They're quicksand. Look at Lori Lightfoot. She got 36 kids killed, 17 and under. Nobody has thought about removing her from the position of mayor. Nobody has considered getting her out of office. But a bunch of trailer park trash goes on the loose at the Capitol, and suddenly that's Donald Trump's fault. Suddenly that's inciting a riot. Suddenly they're trying to push it into false insurrection. Suddenly, there's more bullshit than I've got boots and socks. So Donald Trump gave a farewell speech that convinced, with what I call the TPTG, Trailer Park Trash Gang, makes him responsible, and that whole second false impeachment, which if I read the headlines correctly, which I glanced at quick, it looks like that the impeachment trial is over, and I believe he was found not guilty or acquitted. But here's a list. Here's a list of people who said that the deaths and the riots, the burning buildings, the burning homes, the people running in fear, the people that were hiding in their basements praying to God the mob wasn't going to come in and beat and rape their family. Here's a list of people who said inciting those kind of riots, inciting that kind of violence, inciting that kind of fear was needed for change because of this serialized systematic murder of black people by our police. Go to the FBI and see how many black people are actually killed by police, how many are killed by white people, and how many are killed by themselves. The numbers and what the truth is, again, will stagger you. So anyways, here's the list. Starting off, let's see, you got Lori Lightfoot, Chicago mayor. Yeah, her city needed all that death so they could change. I wonder what's actually changed. Nothing. She's a bug-eyed looking weird little freak. She's the kind of shit that turns up in horror movies and everybody dies. Ted Wheeler, Portland mayor. Oregon, we know all of that. The anonymous zone and all that bullshit. Okay, I'm going to have you guys hold on 1 second. I am having an issue where I need to blow my nose. Pardon me. Okay, back in action. So let's see. Then we've got London Breed, San Francisco mayor. Yeah, look at how wonderful San Francisco's doing. They have so many homeless people that in some areas they have trouble with the amount of urine running down the streets because most places in San Francisco are on a hill. So if you live midway, who knows, you could be walking in someone's piss above you. Good job, London. Nice name. Let's see, one of my favorite people. Two of my most favorite Democrats of all are both associated with Georgia. You got Stacey Abrams, Congresswoman Georgia, fighting a good fight. Yeah. You can tell. You can tell she'd lie to her mama and cause her death just to get a cupcake or an ice cream cone. Deplorable walrus. And then evil. I mean, the next dude from Georgia on this list. Evil. This dude is absolutely evil. Raphael Warnock has abused girlfriends, wives. I've accused and rumored to have done some real despicable things. To listen to him talk about killing fetuses and performing abortions without any care or sensitivity. I have listened to him say racial things about white people and Asians. This dude is nothing but a mess. He is nothing but a stick in the shit, and he's whipping it up like it's Ready Whip. Now, the next person on my list is a senator from my home state, Chuck Schumer. I always joke and say that Chuck Schumer was the first female majority leader and minority leader of the Senate. He's more womanly than my mother. Now, Chuck Schumer could give a damn less about your constitutional rights. In my state, nunchucks are outlawed. Now, Second Amendment says I have the right to bear arms. That doesn't include nunchucks. Well, the next on the list is from California. This congresswoman is one of our ripest apples in the whole damn bunch. That's Miss Nancy Pelosi. Then you've got, Los Angeles Mayor Eric Garcetti. You got Bill de Blasio, Andrew Cuomo, Kamala Harris, Joe Biden, Barack Obama, Reverend Al Sharpton. Oh, my God.